Play a game called the Caitlin Milestones 2025 game.
I want to play a game.
I'm going to give you the top 5 things from least to most realistic milestones that I think Caitlin can reach in 2025. So we'll start with the least likely, and we'll move it all the way down to the most likely. The milestones Caitlin Clark might be able to reach this season in already another record-setting season for her. So let's start off with the first milestone. Can she score 50 points in a game? Can Caitlin Clark hit the magical 50 mark in the WNBA this season? There's a couple issues here. First of all, they only play 40-minute games, unlike the NBA where they play 48. Average total score in the WNBA is only 83 points versus 115 in the NBA. So 50 is truly like 60 or 70 when you do the math in an NBA game. And it's only happened 3 times. Angel Wilson tied the record with 53. And to give you an idea, there's 3 times it's happened. There's probably been over 1 million games total played if you combined all the players together and put them all over the seasons and all the games and extended. So 3 out of 1 million is 0.00003, which is tough to say the least.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I mean, yeah. Look, it's not that Caitlin ain't a bad girl and she can't do her thing, but good God, that's a pretty high bar to try to reach, not to mention she's a point guard and a willing passer. It's not that if she doesn't, at some point get on a heater that she can't do it. I think this one, I've heard this one, I'm like, this one's kind of highly unlikely. I don't think she'll drop 50. But the next one, hit the picture here for me. Is she going to be able to win her first title, college or WNBA? We're getting closer. We're getting closer. It still could be tough, though. The Aces, Liberty, and Lynx are tough. The Aces also added Lloyd this year. I believe that's worth mentioning. And as we just found out in the Dream game last couple days ago, size matters. Your girlfriend might tell you otherwise. Size matters. The Indiana Fever are the shortest team once again in the league, average height of only 5'10", and the Dream, with adding Brittany Griner and Jones, just beat the shit out of them down low and were able to ugly the game up. That is going to be a blueprint that you're going to see a lot of these other bigger teams, as Indiana's the shortest, have a problem with as the season goes on. Not to mention, they didn't just add new players all over the place. Cunningham, who, by the way, denied all the allegations with the Phoenix CEO and all that. I'll get to that another day. Bonner, and then who was the other one? Natasha Howard, who did not play well in that game, by the way. So they got new star players. They have a new head coach in White, who used to be there years ago. So a lot of new people they got to integrate, a lot of chemistry issues and stuff. It's not that they can't do it. They have the talent this year to get it done, but they're short. They got a lot of things to, do in a small amount of time. It's possible, but I will not put it as likely, at least this year, maybe next year. I do think they have a shot, though, to pull it off. Next question. Hit this one here for me, David. Will she win her first MVP? Now we're getting somewhere. I think it's an actual, this is something she got close to last year and really has a chance for this year. Could she win her first MVP? Absolutely. We're only a couple games in, but the numbers are there. At 23.5 points, that would be 7th in the league, and 10.5 assists is not just number 1, it's crushing everybody else. And so the reasons why I say yes is that also the Fever are going to be good enough this year. A lot of people ask Jokic, who had an unbelievable year this year, but Denver wasn't a top seed, that a lot of people do not want to give you the award if you're even at the middle of the pack. I do think the Fever are at least top 4 and could have the best record in the league if things work out the way that we hope. And so you combine that with the fact that she's always, even last year, is number 1 in what is called points created, when you combine points and assist, which basically means I'm handling all the responsibility offensively on the floor. She was number 1 last year. She's even farther in that lead this year. So there's a lot of reasons that I would say yes. In case you're a fan and you want to know, the reason I would say no is that she does have a lot of turnovers. She was number 1 last year. She's just so similar to Steph. It's funny with the dumb passes and bad decision-making sometimes. But also she has a lot of mouths to feed. With all those new stars and new talent comes less opportunity for her to dominate. And A'ja Wilson is A'ja Wilson. I do not want to ever discredit A'ja Wilson, who was the best player last year and is still going into this year the best player in the league. I mean, she was number 1 in points. She was number 1 in total rebounds. She was number 1 in blocks. She was number 1 in PER. She was number 1 in win shares. She was like number 2 in steal. I mean, the girl just stats. A'ja Wilson dominates the league, and the league likes to give MVP to power forwards and centers. I didn't know this, but this is worth mentioning. There's only been 4 guards ever given the MVP award in the WNBA, and no guard has won the MVP in the last 2 decades. Thought that was a fun fact. So her position doesn't help her. Asia's still Asia. There's a lot of things going on there. But I'll give this at least 60-40. I think Caitlin has a really good shot if the Fever can get the record that we hope to actually pulling that off, which would be a hell of an accomplishment. The next one, hit this here for me. Is she going to break the assist record? Now we're getting into almost, barring injury, is going to be a foregone conclusion. Can she average 10-plus assists per game? Abso-freaking-lutely, and she is well on her way. She's already averaging 10.5 to just 8.4 last year. And y'all have never given Caitlin Clark her credit for passing. I get it. Everyone's blinded by the logo threes because that's always exciting and fun to watch. He's a hell of a shooter, has set all sorts of record scoring. But just like Steph, and I would say better than Steph, Caitlin Clark is one of the best passers in the league that I've ever seen. Hit this video here for me, David. She has never gotten her credit. And man, I mean, this girl was top 5 all-time, again, NCAA women's in assists. She had the most assists ever in an NCAA tournament with 60. She set the record just last season already in the WNBA for the most assists in a season with 337. She was the only rookie ever to average 8.4 assists, actually averaged 8+, and now is finally surrounded by talent. But as you see here, it's the total combination of what makes a great passer and a great point guard do so well in this category. She, for one, has the vision that you can't teach. And this is something I learned playing the sport growing up. You have short, fast people, and you have point guards. And there's two totally separate people. People that can see the court and lead people and do things just like that pass there is something that you're kind of born with, and it's really something you can't instill in some point guards who, in my opinion, just become short, fast people. She has the master of the long-range pass. Think Kevin Love back in Cleveland. She's able to get the ball up court, too, which is also important to kind of rack up your assist there. Her accuracy under pressure, she doesn't get frazzled. She doesn't get flustered. She's able to, fit through tight windows. Her IQ is truly top of the charts as far as ability to know the plays, see the plays, know who does what, and be able to break down all that like a damn supercomputer in her brain in a matter of milliseconds is something that's also very rare. And one of the biggest things that makes her different than some of the other great passers is also sometimes her Achilles, is that she's willing to what they call pass you open, meaning like you're not there yet, and I don't even know if you see it, but I'm going to lead this pass, so hopefully you react and go, oh shit, I need to go get the ball, and able to lead you open into a point or at least an attempt. That is something that a lot of point guards, because people will pay attention to turnovers, don't like to do. It's risky. It makes you look bad. It can sometimes be detrimental. And like I said, in some situations, it can be her Achilles. But also, it is a bright spot if you're at least trying to tally up the most assists in the league, and I think also make more exciting plays. So combine all that. Again, barring injury, I don't see how she doesn't do it. I don't see how Caitlin Clark doesn't break the record once again. She already broke last year, and even add more to it, being the first one to average 10-plus assists in a game. Next picture here for me, and the last one, and this one's kind of fun for me. Is she going to be able to sweep Angel Reese this year in the Chicago Sky 5-0? Will Caitlin be able to sweep Angel Reese in the regular season 5-0 in the Chicago Sky? Yeah, probably. Chicago Sky, as we found out in Game 1, don't have it. And it's unfortunate. I don't think it'll hurt the ratings. That's been a question I've heard. Will this possibly tarnish the rivalry? Not so far. Once again, they're together. They're record setters, man. 2.7 million average. That is the most watched regular season game in 25 years and the most watched WNBA game on ESPN ever in their entire history. There's just something beautiful about Caitlin and Angel playing each other. It reminds me very much of Magic Bird, and it's different in the way that I've said before. Caitlin Clark is a steak. Angel Reese is a nice twice-baked potato, and the rest of the WNBA is a salad. Yes, we will go watch and want and eat a steak by itself, but it's just so much better with those mashed potatoes, isn't it? Like, everybody loves a steak, but when you got that twice-baked sitting next to it, it's just an entirely different situation. Then you add on the rest of the salad as an appetizer. That's what makes a full meal. Every time Caitlin and Angel play each other, it always breaks the records. It always moves the needle, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon or hurt the ratings. However, the sweep is real because the Sky are in trouble. They don't have enough scoring. Vandersloot's old. I don't think Haley Van Lith, their top pick, is ready. And someone put this together already for me. I'll just run this. This was some guy having fun with this. But here's a recap, in case you missed it, of the Fever's 30-something point ass-kicking of the Sky just about a week ago. Hit it for me, David.
Guess who?
You gonna learn today.
William, knife man.
Clark, cut it!
Now it's my turn.
Clark picked up the foul. Reese off on a three.
Don't do it.
I have an idea.
Throw it.
Let's leave.
Reese throws it away.
What the hell is even that?
4 seconds left.
I am a surgeon.
Clark fires. You bet.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn!
The bigger Cardoso.
Reese spinning. Couldn't pop it in. No board. No. Another chance. Stripped
My name is on it.
on a three. And look out. Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin Clark.
And that is sort of what we see out of Patrick Mahomes.
Here's
Oh, shit!
Clark firing and hitting.
I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
Yeah, that's about how bad it went. And I'm not even being a Caitlin homer here. The Chicago Sky don't have the scoring. Vandersloot's old. Angel Reese was actually the best player on the floor, and she does not have the scoring capabilities, as you saw in that low-light package, to be able to lead a team consistently. Indiana added so much more talent. Van Lith doesn't look ready. I think the sweep is a real possibility, and it's something that we'll see going forward. The good news is, at least in my opinion, I don't think Raiden's going to be affected at all. I don't think the Rays are going to be affected at all. I think they're going to continue to set new and new because there's all sorts of other intrigue and attention that we should get into here. And it's the last thing I want to talk about before I call it a day.